glad to be able to say the Victor. How's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. It is another video from your older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes, and we are doing another, which I haven't done in a while, in our series of A Better Late Than Never, and we are playing with the Unearthly Cosmetics Dead of Night and maybe some other Unearthly Cosmetics. So if that is something you're interested in, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. Hey, are we ready for a basically full face, excluding base, of Unearthly Cosmetics? Yes, this is A Better Late Than Never. We are playing with the Dead of Night palette. This packaging is insane. We'll go over this in a second. As I'm showing this palette, I will have some swatches on the top. I did in several different lighting situations so you can see what it looks like. So again, I will have probably on Wednesday, I'm going to have up my quarterly update with empties, how my no-buy is going, which I put on hiatus. I'll explain better then, and what my favorites are for the quarter of things that I've been using. But this one, when I first came out, I really wanted it, but again, I was in a no-buy. And I keep watching my friend Rhea's channel, and she's used it a couple times, and every time she does, I'm like, damn, I need this palette. And then my friend was doing an order, and then she was saying how she got all these discounts. I guess there was a sale on something, and then she had some points. It was a whole thing. And then I says, oh, could you, and then plus she owed me a few dollars. So I thought, well, could you pop that in for me? And then I'll just pay the difference, because I've been wanting this for a while. But I didn't know that it came into basically its own display box. It's kind of like when you get the mystery boxes, like Halloween, Valentine's, etc. It comes in this little box like so that lips up with a little magnet. You get your little protective thing, and then you get your palette. So it's got this nice little home in the box here. So another little collectible box that I can keep. And then it has the matching cardboard sleeve, of course, and it's cardboard. So yes, is it a little bit excessive packaging? Yes, but at least you don't have to worry about breakage. It's shipped safe, and this is recyclable. So good to go. And then the palette here, and then wait till you see. I'm gonna take off the little plastic here, and then I'm gonna put the box here so I don't blind you with the mirror. And again, you'll see some swatches as we're talking here, but this is this beautiful color story. Like, I wanted it when I saw it. But then again, getting shipping here, especially just for one palette, is quite expensive. But my friend also has a US box, so she's able to ship it there, so she can either hit the free shipping or it's cheaper because it's US, and then she's able to pick it up. So when she said yes to doing that for me, yes, I had to finally break down and get this, but I blame it on Rhea. Rhea, it's all your fault. So if you're watching this, I blame it on you. I will, if I remember, tag her channel down below. And she does these, what is it? Is it too late for Fridays? I think is what she calls. So Fridays, she does like her version of Better Late Than Never. And it's really good. I like watching it a lot. But she always uses the Beauty Bay mattes collection, and then she'll do whatever palette that she's doing. And a lot of times she does it as almost like a makeup bingo, where she'll pick certain shades and then she will do a look. And then she also shows looks that she's might have done if she's done several of them, like during the week, and then she'll post them as well. It's really, really nice. But again, I'll remember to post her channel down below. But anyways, I blame it on her. And here is the color story. So I thought, well, I have from a couple other mystery boxes. So this one I believe was from the Valentine's Day box. So I have these shades of lippies I thought I could use, and then I love their blushes, so I thought I would use my favorite one. I have blush palettes, but I love this one here called Tangy, so I thought we could use that. And then I had gotten the large mystery box, so I thought we could use from there the Get Groovy highlighter, which is also, and then I thought from the Get Groovy, I thought to keep with a little bit in the, with the peach, we've got the yellow and orangey highlighter. So I thought we could play with all those together and just kind of do a better late than never. Get ready with me. Let's play with some makeup and let's play with Unearthly. So I'm going to use a little of the Unearthly Cosmetics clean canvas, and I'm going to use that for my primer today. All right, so we've got our base on. I decided to drop it, so if I have base everywhere, that's me. So if you watched my flower nose video, I went to go to a Halloween market. It ended up being from this group that's doing it, the first one. They had a few vendors cancel, so it was pretty small. So I think we were probably done within 15, 20 minutes. It wasn't very long, but I did discover while I was there a chocolatier that I didn't know. It was in my old neighborhood. I guess they had came after I moved. And we went and bought some fancy chocolates. So not really so much Halloween. Okay, so I think, do you like a green and purple look? I do. This is such a beautiful palette. Like, I just want to use every single shade right now. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade that is called Merc, and it's that shade right there. And I'm really happy that I can actually read the gold writing on the blue is easy to read. And then the font that they used. So that's cool. So I'm going to use the shade Merc, and we're going to go and do that on our outer edge. Oh, that's a nice shade. So that chocolatier we went to, they had some of my favorite combinations. Like, so they had plant-based, so vegan as well as normal dairy chocolates, and they had very interesting flavors. And then they had some that I love. So being from a European background, marzipan is one of my favorite things. So of course I had to pick up one of their marzipan ones, and they had a beautiful hazelnut brittle, so I picked some of that up. And then they had, so strange, I haven't tried it yet, maybe I'll be brave and try it on the video, is dark chocolate onion. Right? So weird, but at the same time, it was too intriguing for me to pass it up. So I did get that, and then on the, just as I was heading towards the cash, they had a limited edition dark chocolate peanut butter, and I love chocolate and peanut butter together. So yes, I bought a crap ton of chocolate. Now it's gonna last me a while. I don't do well eating a lot of sweets, but occasionally do like to have, especially if I have a very savory meal, that sometimes I just want that little extra of something. And so just a little piece of dark chocolate will generally cover the craving. Any more than that, again, I'm not really good with sugar, so I can't, eat like a full chocolate bar at one go or anything, or I'll be really sick. But it's really nice to have a little bit for a taste. So we're back to devil horns. But it is the Dead of Night palette, so devil horns may be the way to go. Yeah, no, this is like a beautiful color combination. This definitely screams me, because I love greens. I'm really getting into blue lately, and I always do like a good purple. Wasn't originally a purple person, like just as a general whole, but as I've been getting into makeup, I have found that I do like a very good purple. And sometimes it's really hard to get a really good purple, because I think it's one of the colors that's a little bit harder to formulate. So sometimes you can get, they can be really patchy, or even if they're very intense, that they don't blend very well. So there we go. Yeah, I like that as kind of like a liner. I can intensify it later as we go along. But yeah, I like that. And I think that goes good with my eye color. But for the next color, let's go into Garden, just because it's just so bright and it is so catching my eye that I feel that I need to use the shade Garden. I mean, I am nothing if not consistent in my love of green. And what's really funny, my parents, my mom especially, will tell you, when I was a kid, I hated anything green. Food, clothes, paint, anything. They couldn't convince me to like anything green whatsoever. Okay, maybe Kermit the Frog, but didn't like anything green. So my mom finds it really funny that as an adult, that is now one of my favorite colors. I think when I was younger, blue was more my blue and black were my favorites. Didn't do a lot of pink, maybe a little bit in my teenage years. It's funny, I did actually have an idea for a look today, and then wanted something to do something that like Wilma Fingerdew did a look on her UK episode 1 for season 5 UK. And then as soon as I started playing with this, it totally went out the window. But I gotta go and snap a picture off that video so I can go and repeat that look because I really do like it. You know what? Maybe we could add some purple over this, like have green and then go into purple. Mascara and eyelash glue are my two nemesis, I swear. Okay. So I think what I want to do is, so like this blue is super sparkly, but this is like one of those ones that's almost reads like a matte with a little bit of sparkle to help with blending, you know? So maybe that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a little bit of that shade, and it is called Bedtime, and I'm going to do that for the next level there. See, the look that Wilma had like almost like negative space. So it was color. I mean, it was still color, but it was a lighter one. So it was like a line and then kind of like negative space and then some color, and it looked really, really cool. But then I also don't shave my eyebrows and draw on new ones for extra lid space. Okay, oh, you know what? I am going to leave that little bit of kind of negative space there. Maybe we could put a shimmer in there or the light purple in there. So yeah, let's leave that teeny bit of negative space that I made there. So then maybe I can, in my own way, kind of recreate a little bit of negative space because I think that looks good. Yes? No? Maybe so? Yeah? What do you think? I think it does. So now the thing is, can I repeat that on the other side? There's always one side that goes way easier than others. I was watching Dual Lives. So I was for the first hour, 2 hours? Yeah, almost 2 hours. I was watching Sylvia, Monroe, and Sonia. If I remember, I'll put their channels down below too. They were doing a live, oh, see, I've already maybe slightly screwed that up. I'll just do it a little thicker. They were doing a Halloween look. Oh, and then Sonia had this really cute, like almost like a fascinator. It was a little spider with legs. It was just so cute. But anywho, so I was doing that, and then Wilma and Teresa Mulhern were doing a live where they were playing with from the last P. Louise budget box. The Halloween one hasn't come out yet, so it always is like a month behind. So you order the August, you kind of get it in September. You order September, you get it in October, but the October is still September. Yeah, sure, always like one month ahead. So they're doing the one that had the pink palette that was in there, and then just using other P. Louise products. So they both did a nice, really nice look. So it's kind of waffling between the two channels, but I have to admit, in the chat, the one with Sylvia was great because Carrie Kay, who also has an amazing channel, was asking everybody questions. So it's like, you know, this or that. Would you prefer this? Would you prefer that? And some of the questions where it was just like, every like 3 or 4, I'm like, Carrie! It was like, there were these crazy questions. But it made it a lot of fun since we all interact. And then the Sylvia and Sonia reacted as well. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I kind of went back and forth between the two. And then leaving that little bit of negative space. But I did make it thicker there, which I like, so I'm going to repeat that over there. So a little bit more of that shade Bedtime. So maybe on the other side, look at me going back and forth here. I'm going to go back into Garden and then going to a little bit on this, just to take away a little bit of the negative space, because this one doesn't have as much and this one feels like a little bit too much. Okay, so there we go. Now I think, and then I can probably later on just gently with a small brush clean in there a little bit, maybe add a little white, or like I said, if I want to use that little bit of purple, we'll see. So then next up, I think I want to do just a little bit more color there. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into one of the purples, and then I think I'm going to go into dimness. So that's that one there. So we're going to go a little bit into dimness, and then we're going to do that as kind of like our next little, like so. And then I'll maybe take one of the lighter shades and then just blend the edge. Take this a little higher than I normally do, just so we can play with more of the colors. And then I'm going to see if I can find a small yet kind of floofy brush, and then I'm gonna go into Misty. So that's that shade there, and I'm just gonna blend along the edge there a little bit. So for the bottom lash line, let's go in, you know, I'm gonna do purple. So I'm gonna go into dimness again, darker purple, and I'm gonna do that so like the top and the bottom match. See how that looks? So. And then for our inner corner, I'm gonna go into the shade that is called Star. That's that shade there. And then a little bit of spray. We're gonna do that. Oh yeah, it has like a little, it goes like a pink to kind of blue shift. That's cool. Like so. And then we are going to use a little bit of the shade called Forest, that one right there. So we're getting a good chunk of shades used here. So we're going to go into Forest, and then just onto the lid there. There we go. Yeah, I like that, a bit of negative space there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go, just because I'm going to be like, going to quickly go around the edges. I'm going to clean out a little bit there, put on the base part and my bronzer, and then we can come back and play with some more Unearthly Cosmetics. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've got base on, I've got a little bronzer on, did a little bit something with these crazy brows that need to be done, but hopefully in a week or so I'm getting roots done and brows done and we'll look a little bit more human, but here we are. So what we've got left to do is we're going to play with a little blush, we're going to play with a little bit of highlighter, we're going to play with some lips, and then we will get together and have final thoughts. So I cleaned up around the edges. I did put a little bit of white there to kind of brighten it and show the kind of like the void of color technically. So it's just a little of the most concealer, and then put a little powder on top and clean along the edges, and yeah, so there we go. So what do we think? Are we liking this so far? Think I do. Okay, so like I said, one of my favorite blushes of all time is the Tangy. I would love to get all their separate single blushes that they have. I love them. Like I said, I do have 2 palettes, I think now, or 1 palette and another one of these kind of dual things. Yeah, that is, I think, a highlighter and a blush. Now, I think I might have grabbed it too much, so I'm just going to kind of pat here and pray, because this is a very bright one. So let's do right away here. So, it is one of my favorite blushes. It is very intense, but again, we will buff after, and that always makes things look a little bit better. But I like an orange blush, so what can you say? So let's just take that some over here. I'm going to take a little bit more. Go, and then before we buff, we are going to use a little bit of our orange highlighter, so you never know, we might go a little bit crazy there too. So then we can just do the whole thing. But I think this isn't this such a pretty blush? Because that is a little crazy. I mean, especially too when because I'm super pale. Can you imagine how beautiful this would look with somebody with a darker skin? Oh my gosh, it would look absolutely stunning, stunning, stunning. All right, so there we go. Now we are going to dip into, let me find my highlighter brush. I always say blush and brush. I always mix them up. Words are hard. Get groovy. And then we had the 2 different ones there. I think we're going to go with the more intense one because we're pretty intense today. So let's undo it. So let's grab some. All right, look at that. Playing with most of our Unearthly. So we're going to do a little buff. Then we will do a spray. I'm going to need some mascara as well. So we've got this here. I'm going to use a little bit because it's part of my project pan. I've been using this as a buffing powder before opening one of my other powders. So this is from the Laura Mercier. It's kind of like a powder foundation, but I think it works better just as a buffing powder. So that is what I use it for. So there we go. We got buffed, so it kind of blends everything in together a little bit. And there we go. And it makes it a little less harsh, I think, I hope. And there we go. And then again, we're going to spray. I keep saying this is empty, but it just keeps on giving. So I'm hoping I can finish this off today. Like so. And then we need a little mascara. There we go. Some mascara. Could put on some lashes. I think some lashes would look really good with this. Do I have any here? Oh, I do have some crazy lashes here that I can do. So why don't we do that if I have lash glue? If I have my lash glue. Lash glue acquired. Some crazy lashes. I need some scissors. Okay, there we go. Crazy lashes acquired. If you ever looking for, though it is slightly pricey, the velour lash glue is amazing. You can get it in clear and black. I have it in both. Next Sephora sale, I think I will get some more. I really do enjoy that a lot. I think these lashes really completed the look. What do you think? Okay, so now it's time for lips. We are pretty bold, so I do have 2 neutrally shades here, and I do have like kind of like a raspberry shade, which I think that would look really nice. That would look okay too. Maybe the slightly warmer one, or do I want to go, let's still go semi-bright. So we're going to do kind of this raspberry shade. I cannot remember, but it is from the Valentine's Day collection from Unearthly. And there we go. Yes, I think that was the way to go. Like so. All right, so I'm gonna quickly go at least brush out the hair so it looks slightly decent. We'll come back and then we can have our final thoughts. So here we are, all done. I look done, face done. My hair needs a color, but at least it looks a smidge better than I did a minute ago. It's all good. So that was our Better Late Than Never playing with the Unearthly Cosmetics Dead of Night palette. Let's have one more look at this beautiful color story. Well, I'm gonna do it this way, be less blinding. It is so beautiful. The only shades we didn't use in the palette was Sweet Dreams and Gloom, which is these 2 shades. We didn't use Cloud, which is that one. We didn't use Dead of Night, the namesake, and we didn't use Nightfall. But other than that, we managed to get all the shades onto our eyes, and I think I like the look I created. And then the lashes just add a little bit more drama. So, what do you think of this palette? What do you think of this look? Definitely a little bit more wild than I usually do, I think. And yeah, I love this beautiful packaging. So again, it just makes it like a collectible. So even if you would use up the full palette, you still have this cute box. That would be great for like just a storage of lippies or jewelry or all sorts of things. So anyways, that's it for me. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends. We can still play with all the Unearthly Cosmetics. As always, behave, make good choices, and we will talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.